World Card Game Federation here with a very local match. We're going to be having David take on Andrew. Now, these are technically both Andrew's decks, but we are in a place, like we said, we're trying to encourage more players to play, and you got to start somewhere. So at this point, good old David is trying to find his footing and find a deck that works for him, so we're kind of taking him through the paces of what we've discovered after our years of playing the game. So, good old workhorse Mystic Gohan with the imposing is formidable regardless. Oh, and just a quick reminder, this is more of a tutorial match, so if you're looking for super competitive play, you probably should skip to another video. Now, there really isn't a bad situation, or hardly ever a bad situation, not to rush in and start beating people up with Mystic Gohan. And Dave's going to do just that. He's already started the combat. Andrew's drawing his 3 in response. And we're waiting to see what he wants to open up with. He did consult with Andrew about what would be a good opening move. Well, you got to remember, like we said, a lot of this stuff interfaces with the discard pile very well. So you have to choose what you're going to throw because, you don't want to waste stuff.
What else did you have again?
I think okay, see, there you go. Trap Strike, I think it's called? No, that's Blue Trap Strike. I forgot what this one is called. But it's the one if Gohan's in play, gets 2 shots. Yeah, that would be a good one. Always open up with your double hit and attacks, because, there's nothing lost from it. And heck, if he even takes damage, it's better for him if he does. And he apparently is going to land that one. Looks like Andrew was not prepared. Or he's going to rope-a-dope it and just and let him absorb some stage of damage. Which is wise to do. I remember back when Turles was still very competitive, right around set 5, 4, and 5. I remember that you kind of had to use your stages wisely and just use them to soak up damage because he would just have so many attacks. They were all so hard to deal with. Okay, he's got another shot of that remaining. He probably, David, I'll just remind him to put his cards in play that say remain in play. Okay, he's going to, Andrew responds with Blue Tempo. Immediate effect is go ahead and snag a setup that can perform an attack. Yeah, I'm going to say that David should probably just take the hit on this one. He doesn't need his AT as much as all that, not with Mystic Gohan. And his, he has no discard pile to interface with the mastery, so it's worth just taking the hit. And David doesn't even have anything that costs power stages to throw, so there wouldn't be anything too much to worry about losing stages over. He genuinely needs a discard pile to function properly.
Yeah. So I would take that right on to 6 stages. So for 1.
I'm a little amazed with our game being what it is. Crusader. Whoa. Sorry. Dragon Ball Z and Fan Z being what it is, that there's so many interesting ways to play this game. You think about it, some characters, once cards fall into their discard pile, they're just gone for good. Other characters cycle like mad. So it's neat to think about that the game can be played just in so many different ways. Okay, Andrew threw the tempo. Gohan absorbed the power stages. Again, it wasn't much because Turles' AT isn't much to speak of. And then he's going to respond with a second shot of the 2-shot physical. I believe it's AT plus 3. So it is still going to be a pretty decently sizable hit.
So 3 and a life.
Wow, darn near a crit all by itself. Nits. Wow. And Andrew's just holding a blue leverage, huh? I don't blame him. I would say holding on to that blue leverage is a good idea.
I'm going to banish my other robotic destruction.
Or, what is it? Blue takedown, pardon me. Now he throws aerial assault, but I don't think I see anything in his discard pile anyway.
Actually, rejuvenate.
Is it aerial assault? Darn it. Yeah, aerial. Is it Namekian aerial assault? I think. No, I'm probably getting that name wrong. But it's the physical that does the rejuve based on your personality level. Whew. And Andrew's going to have to eat that hit. I don't know. I think he's worried about that hit draw for his elbow drop, I believe. No, he has a block. Because I'm not really sure why Andrew's not trying to block this. He knows what's in David's hand. Okay, he's going to use the Gohan level 1. I think he does legitimately have a target for the Mastery and for his level 1 power. Because aerial assault should be perfectly snaggable.
So 4 stages.
Okay, 4 power stage physical. He does snag it with the mastery.
I'll pass.
It's amazing how little effort is involved with the workhorse Mystic Gohan deck. And he's going to throw a second aerial assault. No targets in the discard pile for the rejuve. He's going to grab a power stage. And there you go. Andrew's going to go ahead and throw that blue leverage so that he gets to have one of these cards put in his hands. Yeah, to throw a useless energy block into his hand.
Ball counts as destruction, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then just
Andrew's going to have an action or two. I don't think he's going to waste the blue takedown because it just can't do any damage.
It's complicated.
Oh, because I play competitive Magic Yu-Gi-Oh!
Probably helps.
Yeah.
So
I will pass.
So we're just seeing what's going to go on here.
You could mastery. You'd shuffle the top and bottom of your discard pile in your deck. But Gohan kind of likes having a couple cards in his discard pile.
Yeah.
So right now I'd probably just pass
So
to
I noticed that like I couldn't. There's no card in this card, so I couldn't do anything.
pass then.
I guess it is kind of funny that David lost a minor amount of momentum there, but otherwise just could have kept steamrolling him. So Andrew has a pretty good hand. He's got 2 setups in play. There's like me, where I play in this, and I have a tendency to always play too aggressively. I would probably run at him. I'd say these are some sweet cards to do that with. He is not. He's going to pass Rejuvenate Sword Rush. It's going to go back over to David. David's drawing his 3. And like I said, he just depending on what kind of hand he draws, this could easily be a run right back into combat, which it sure looks like it. I see a wall breaker. I see a left kick. Not left kick. High kick? Why can't I think of the name of this? Namekian left kick? No, left kick is the 6-stage physical that searches for a named card.
So basically, if I attach this, I'll gain an anger.
David's just confirming how you attach things like wall breaker.
Basically, I can't gain anger until I get rid of it. Whether I have something that targets an attached card or if I fulfill the state critical damage.
Okay.
Good, but not super relevant against Turles.
Yeah, because it's not anger based. Really tough.
Okay, waiting to see what he wants to do. Like I said, if I was David, realizing I took no damage during that last fight, and I have very little to worry about, and I have a pretty good card in my hand, help shut down most decks, wall breaker. It's a why not scenario to me. I would just be like, I'm going to run in and start swinging.
I will go into combat.
Yep, that would be wise.
for 8 life.
I have said it before, and I'll say it again. The Mystic Gohan stack is still broken. It just should never have existed as it was. He's going to open up with another Namekian physical, the one that gets 2 shots for Gohan being in play.
700k, so I'm at.
Whew. It's got some heft to it. And he's going to take a couple power stages on his Turles, and then just going to get the ever-loving stuffing beaten out of him. So, neat. All right, Andrew's got the opportunity to respond. He's got some decent material. To me, I'd probably throw... I don't know what he actually has in his discard pile. Okay, he's going to Mastery, throw an off-balancing punch into play. It should be the... What is it? The +1 for the Mastery, +2 from this level of Turles, I believe. I believe he has a +2 stage. Constant. Ooh, he's going to stop it with a buffer. He didn't really need to. Like I said, having no discard pile kind of slows the deck down. Okay, he activates the Mastery, snags it instead of rejuvenating it.
1 to hand and then rejuvenate the other.
5, 6.
Shuffle 2. Oh, this is supposed to be on the
Okay, he's going to respond.
I keep getting that.
Oh, you
Second shot of this physical, which we just have to remind him to always leave him in play.
Like that one, you could save it. You don't have to use the effect. You know
Oh, I don't?
You could, because you're going to get to Gohan and rejuvenate a card, so you might have something more interesting later in the game.
Oh, okay.
What's this? Yeah.
Aerial
probably
assault.
hold off. I mean,
Yeah,
it'll still rejuvenate, or you don't even have to use the block, but if you use the block...
Yeah, just soak up the stages.
that effect.
There is nothing to be gained by avoiding this attack at this point. Okay, so he's going to still use... We're going to still go with the effect of buffer. And he's going to rejuvenate him. He's not going to activate the Mastery on it. That card vanishes after use.
Nope, you just block. It's your actions.
Oh, my.
Blocking the left one.
Okay, David has the chance to respond. He's going to go ahead and throw the second shot of this one. Second shot? First shot? Okay, the second shot. Okay, and Andrew is shedding damage from that one pretty hardcore. That is impressive.
Yeah.
You have 2 cards to kill me with. Or 2 cards that you have to get.
What's your anger?
You know, Andrew has some good stuff in play as far as setups. I'm not entirely sure why he's taking the hits like this if he's got blue blockade out. I guess he's just waiting for a big wind-up hit from Mystic Gohan over here. He's going to throw off-balancing punch. He's probably going to use it to lower Gohan's anger. That's impressive.
6 stages if it hits.
Whew, 6-stage physical. Like I said, if I was Andrew, I would be just raining the pain. There would be no hesitation on just swinging away. Because he may not be able to match Gohan with his rejuve, but he can't. He doesn't really need to. He needs to run in and do devastating damage that Gohan can't recover from fast enough. If I was, playing the Turles.
Do you have any style attacks left in your hand?
They're not really good. It wouldn't really kind of.
Oh boy! See, this is what I was saying. He should really be rope-a-doping. There is no reason not to be taking hits. It's something. It's an art I have a hard time teaching some people about using your stages as a kind of block. You're using your stages to protect your deck from damage. So your stages are another type of block is all. Now you sacrifice your AT, you can't throw certain attacks, but it's still better to take stages than life.
Right, I'm just saying from playing the deck myself.
Okay, I can do that. So.
Wall breaker.
Yeah, there's no reason not to throw a big meaty wall breaker on him. It's not going to be gigantic, but it's going to be plenty considering he's already in A.
Oh, I'm at A.
Oh,
Nice.
oh yeah, because I actually hit you for once. Nice.
Yeah.
So 2 stages.
2 power stages. That's impressive. A to A.
Blue tempo.
A blue tempo.
Oh,
So that's going to be 5, 6 power stages off the tempo.
3, so 4, 5, 6, 7. No prevention.
7 power stages. I must be misremembering what tempo's damage is. Okay, and there's no endurance, so there's nothing to worry about. You just take straight life card damage. And like I said, man, it would have been nice to have this discard pile in the last few actions. It would have been neat to have stuff to target. Okay, so tempo did enough damage. I'm pretty sure that Wallbreaker just fell off. I hope that Andrew remembers that that's going on, because that was plenty of critical damage there.
Hell yeah. And so you'll gain an anger and then choose a style card.
The release for?
It was for my friend.
That's why I was like, hey, let's save it.
Okay, he's using the power. It's the 4 power stages. He's going to go ahead and rejuve. To my knowledge, it's just the top card.
Oh, that it's going to draw one, right?
Where did you die in Hawaii or?
Oh, wow, okay.
That sucks.
Sidekick. Namekian Sidekick was the name of that one. I don't think David gets to choose which card he rejuvenates. To my knowledge, the level 1 has an instant that works, but as far as it just is rejuve. Oh, no, it's rejuve a style card from your discard pile. Shut my mouth. I have not played the Mystic Gohan in a bit. I am a little tired of it. I think it's one of those MPs that just is a little too people run to it. I guess I learned the term. I clearly understand the concept. I'm just saying I didn't know it had a name. Was power gamers, people who are just here to find a way to use the cheapest, least investment deck to try to win. I hate that. I'm not a big fan. Okay, David did fish out the card that he needed. Looks like I can't make it out. It's a promo of something. It's real shiny.
Stretch kick.
And he just said no.
Or wait, no. Physical.
He just said that ain't happening, boy.
That is impressive. He's got a stretch kick, and they're both in position to take significant damage, except David's really in a little bit of danger here because no endurance at all. So he's already at 0. He's in that sweet spot Turles is always trying to get you to 0 so he can start decimating you.
So what's your name, man?
Oh, my name is CJ.
Yeah, CJ, David,
Nice to meet you.
I'm his roommate, so.
Yeah.
Wow. So that is the second time that Andrew has critted David and forgot to get rid of Wallbreaker. in all honesty, if you look from Andrew's perspective, his hand is covering Wall Breaker, so it's not something you'd see right off the top. But I'm sure you'll see it here in a minute.
So is it?
I just smacked you. It's back to you.
Okay. So I'll use this since I can draw.
Sidekick, AT plus 2 life. So I would just say that's got to be 1 stage 2 life.
So we're both at 0. You have 3 life.
Slug away.
1.
Oh, yeah. Or 3 total. He's going to go ahead and use some endurance on that one. This is something else watching the fight of this kind of proportion. That Turles makes up for all that with just having that no prevention.
This year? Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
And then banish that. Stretch kick.
Okay, he's going to throw another stretch kick, which would be pretty significant. It'd be 1, 5, 6, 7, 8 power stages, I believe. No endurance.
From the crit.
Cirrhosis?
Yeah, it's actually been banished for a little bit, my friend.
If it was from tipping it back,
Okay,
he probably got
David's counting out that damage, making sure it's just right, and it was just brutal.
Alright, for this.
Wow. And stopped by barricade. Wait a minute. No. It insta-banishes it, because he already definitely threw a styled or 2 from his hand. Nice! And it hits. It doesn't land for buku damage, but it's still better than nothing.
crazier.
I only had 1 target for you, so okay.
Andrew or that would be Pete here.
Blue back break.
Ooh, he's going to throw a blue back break on him. So no allies to target, but still the stage damage is good, and Andrew should be keeping track of his anger at this point. And there is David taking a significant hit.
And that's why I'm like, I'm not really terribly worried about.
And that'll,
freaking-
since that's a Dragon Ball, it'll go back to the bottom. It doesn't count.
So he shed off a Dragon Ball, and we just remind him how to treat those.
Yeah.
I remember those days really early on, where I didn't know all those little details.
Alright.
That cell deck's kind of slow for me. Is it?
It's
Yeah.
my turn, right?
Yep. Nice. Physical. So you'll power up 1 first, though.
Woo, he's going to get the aerial assault off, and he's going to go ahead and power up just a teeny tiny bit, rejuvenate a card. And I can't make it out. I think it's actually a block? No, it's devastating blow, so no, it's not style. That kind of stinks.
3, 4.
He can't target it.
I'll pass.
I'll pass you.
Though David should probably do the top and bottom shuffle off the mastery before he forgets to.
Now where it's time to start using that.
The top and bottom of my.
Yep, shuffle them in. And then as you're doing that, since you're going to pass after, I'll draw my 3.
Okay, David's going to go ahead and resolve the top and bottom shuffle from the mastery. Andrew, just like you said, is going to go ahead and start his turn. Since basically David's turn is already over, it wouldn't make much of a difference. That is straight friendly game only. You do that stuff in another mode, you might get a Rule Meister like Shane Reynolds to come out and do his thing. And he'll Rule Meister you, all squeaky voiced and everything.
It's like more like a thing.
So Andrew's debating some stuff. Andrew, to me, if I was playing his hand right now, I would rush him. I'd bum rush him because there is nothing to be gained by not doing that. He's already at 0. It's never going to look better than this. Okay, he does declare combat. He opens up with a blue lunge. He's going to search that top 5. He's going to see what he's got in there. He's got any setups or anything fun like that. It can be put into play. He whiffs it. It's just too late a game, I think. I think a lot of the setups kind of came and went already. But it's still going to be substantial. Lots of damage based on, well, no, not 1, probably 2. Ooh, skillful parry. Look at that. Gain the stages. To my knowledge, gaining stages always goes ahead of Reju. If you ever look at the order of operations on cards, I'm pretty sure the game has been pretty consistent throughout this one about the order in which these things take place. If a card has you gain stages and Rejuve, it'll always say gain stages then Rejuve. I'm reasonably certain.
I pick 1 and go in my hand, right?
You can. And it'll be, whenever it says rejuvenate, it's automatically from the top. Like you don't get to pick.
Yeah, you're just reminding him about targets. Rejuve, if the phrase just rejuve by itself, top of the discard pile. If it's select, it's search, obviously.
Yeah. What 3 cards is it?
Maybe the other way around. If it's search, it's select.
What does this even do?
Is that a setup?
Yeah.
That's just gut punch.
Those are super crazy. I'd probably wait. I'd just rejuvenate those.
Okay. You don't have anything out.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing lost with just rejuve it a bunch.
What's your anger at now?
Huh? My anger?
Yeah.
1.
Okay, he's should be all resolved from it. He's cutting his deck.
For who's that? Kaba?
It's a Vegeta for 4 stages and like
4 to life.
Uh-huh. Somebody needs to make a move here.
I think we'll get those allies from Super.
Man, I don't even pay attention to Super, but I would think at some point.
There's that.
I think Dragon Ball Super is just fine. I know people have a lot of different beefs and problems. I got no complaints. I mean, nothing of any note. I still think that Battle of Gods is my least favorite of the movies, of anything recent, and my least favorite arc of the show. It's just, to me, I can't stand Beerus. I think he's a dumb character. So I don't like that whole thing focused on him. It's actually kind of disappointing and anticlimactic how that whole mess ends. So it's just all the things I don't like. You know what's odd is, for as much as I do like a lot of the events of Super, I've never actually seen the Goku Black arc. I managed to miss the whole thing. Okay, he's going to go ahead and target and rejuve this card. He forgot that it has to be a styled attack that he puts to his hand, so he couldn't grab Hybrid Defense. Must be, the 2 swords, the cross swords.
It could be any styled card, but if you do that block, you're not
style
going to
attack, I see what you're talking about.
because it's those 2 abilities working.
That's how I'd explain it. Is that it technically can be done independently. You could use Gohan's power, target it, and rejuve any styled card, but it won't get that synergy until you choose an attack. Left kick's a good example, or not example, good idea. Side kick is good too.
Yeah, skillful parry was on
2
top.
stages.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could try to grab this, hit me, and get parry back since I might hit you more.
That's interesting. He's given him the advice to use the skillful parries positioning, well, obviously to fix the order of the discard pile, but as far as draw from the top or search for the hit, I gotta admit, if you've taken this much damage, probably try to pull from the discard pile to get the most out of it.
Which happens to be parry.
Okay, parry.
Skillful parry. That should have been on top. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
Because you just skillful parry. That's on the top.
So I'll get this one? Or no?
Physical
It's I would say
That one.
either one. Do you? Yeah, because you got pretty beat up. I'd probably go that route.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, trying to snag stuff from the top of the discard pile is preferable than taking cards out of your life deck. So those stages are absorbed pretty quickly by Turles. Andrew didn't take too much damage. He is debating what he wants to do. That's tough. Would I want to hold on to the head knock? To me, I don't think so. I don't. Nice, and it does connect. And it may not be much in the way of damage, but he is hitting him. He's going straight for that life deck, even with AT life damage on that.
Okay.
Conversion, conversion is for babies.
4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, Andrew takes the hit. It wasn't anything devastating, but it was still up there.
Blue head knot, physical.
And David did snag. That's a head knock. Lowers anger to 0, which ain't nothing to it. Really? Really, Dave? You're going to take that hit. You have a sweet block in your hand. Woo, no thank you. 5 life, no endurance. Ugh, no thank you. I would not readily do that. It looks like he probably couldn't have done much anyway, as far as endurance goes.
It's aggressive and it recycles a lot.
So
All damage to 12, 13, 14. Yeah. Attempt to crib my anger, I guess.
Yeah.
Now my action.
Okay, we're just waiting for somebody to decide what to do. All right, Dead Blow. It's not a bad one. There's no way for David to know, but blue decap would always be a concern in any blue resourceful. Sometimes you know what to do, you just say the top 3. I've done that a bunch of times.
So I could only do red cloud.
Raise anger, lower anger, and do a modicum of damage. He does have a little bit of AT at this point. Oh, and that is likely to be a death blow. No, not yet. Wow. He's going to blue decap. I don't know what he's going to shoot for, because a lot of it is sort of self-defeating, because anything that he grabs might just have him try to pull from his deck, further lowering. Okay, he's going to do it. He's going to blue tempo. That is a bold move. Though I think we kind of saw he was out of setups even a combat ago. But in the moment, you might forget. That's kind of lame.
You might as well. I don't have that many cards left.
Wow. He's going to go ahead and stop with that skillful parry he drew from the sidekick. And it's going to go ahead and allow him to gain 5 power stages. He's going to rejuvenate 1. So that's pretty handy.
You see that means the top.
5.
Yeah.
6.
No, that's my. Or no, that's attack.
Still just go to the bottom. You already used that.
Oh, okay. So normally I could
Okay, he's finishing up his rejuve from skillful parry.
Yeah.
It has to be a physical attack.
I would throw my double strike at
So the master couldn't target it, of course, given what was going on. But I would be very amused, though, if
You blocked.
David were to take this opportunity to shuffle the top and bottom. But considering how little time is left in this one, I don't think he's actually going to need to. And there's the gut punch. It is going to connect. He's got the AT. And I doubt there's enough endurance left to actually keep from dying on this punch. Not with 4 cards. Wow. Yeah, he found a smidge of endurance, a 1-for-1. Oof. It ends. Gohan is a victory for survival. What a battle.